All right, guys. So on this episode, we are gonna have a special guest. We have my friend Eric. He's a longtime Eagles fan. So since this is Eagles week, we're just gonna have him on, come to talk about his team, let us know how he feels.
Got it. Oh, oh.
There we go.
What's going on?
What's good, Lando? What's good, Omar?
How you doing, bro?
I'm cool. Hey, happy birthday, Lando. Happy birthday, bro.
I appreciate that, man. Appreciate
My
that.
brother's birthday. This will be posted on Christmas Eve, but like before the game. But this is the 23rd is my brother's birthday. So shout out to you. Happy birthday, man.
Shout out Lando, man. You're a real one.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. All right, Eric. So we'll really get right into it. So you're a long-term Eagles fan. How long you been an Eagles fan, and what made you become an Eagles fan?
Dude, I've been an Eagles fan since the miracle at the Meadowlands when Deshaun Jackson burnt the Giants for one of the greatest comebacks in NFL history. Honestly, that was the first time because I had watched football before, but that was around the time when I was starting to play football, and I was like, okay, if I'm gonna actually play football, I probably need to actually watch it and really understand it. And that was the first game I watched. Literally, that was just the first game that came on, and I saw what Mike Vick and Deshaun Jackson did, and I was like, all right, I think I'm rocking with this team because that was crazy, bro. Imagine that being the first game you watched. Yeah, that was insane. So ever since then, man, I've been hooked. I'm not gonna say it's a disease because I don't feel like it's a bad thing to be an Eagles fan. So hey, I'm here for the ride, bro.
Personally, who would you say is your all-time favorite Eagles player?
Oh, honestly, I might have.
It could be if it's a tie between a couple players, two players.
It might. Yeah, I'd probably say. Hey, I might have to go LaShawn McCoy.
Oh, I'm not a Shady fan right now.
Oh, well, yeah. Look, listen, we can talk about that because that was crazy. But man, look, listen, I was such a Shady fan, and I remember it was crazy because I remember when we traded him, and my brother went to school with Shady's financial advisor, and I remember I'll never forget this. I was literally playing Madden after school. Brother walked in the room, he says, "LaShawn's about to get traded." I was like, "What?" He's like, "LaShawn's about to get traded." I was like, "No, he's not." And then next thing you know, Shady going to the Bills. I was like, "Dog, what?" That definitely broke my heart. Shady, Randall Cunningham, Trent Cole. Trent Cole is very underrated. He doesn't get enough love. Jason Kelsey. He don't get enough love either. I don't care what y'all say. He's the best in the game until he retires. I don't care what anybody says. Man, the list can go on and on, truly. It can go on and on. Malcolm Jenkins. I mean, it's just it's flying Eagles fly, bro. I'm Lee Green through and through.
That's a real fan. You got your guys.
Respect.
So, how do you feel about this season so far? Because man,
listen, I've been
thinking y'all are going crazy this year.
Right. I've been taking it 1 week at a time. Same thing, 2018 with the Super Bowl run. I've been taking it 1 week at a time. I'm not getting too high. I'm not getting too low. But I mean, we playing out of our minds right now, right? No one can deny that, right? It's crazy how and nobody ever wants to give Philly respect, but it's okay. We already knew that, right? But I mean, shoot, we got the best record in the league. We had an MVP front runner. Jalen Hurts probably not gonna win it now because he's gonna be out at least 2 games probably. So, hey man, we just playing out of our minds right now. I'm just hoping we can somehow, some way, we can secure this first week bye. Ooh, that's all I'm worried about right now. You feel me?
Speaking of Jalen Hurts, what do you think the main reason for his second year to third year jump is?
Yeah,
I know what I think, but what do you think?
Well, for me, because I know me and Eric talked about it before the season started, and you had a big microscope on Jalen Hurts. You said you let me know for sure, before the season started, this was going to be your season to give him, you were letting him have it. You were going to see what it week by week, like you said. Sure. So, how do you think? How is that going for you?
I mean, listen, heading into this season for me, right? It was a make or break year for Jalen Hurts because if he didn't put it all together this year, we had to go shopping. I'm sorry. It just because I'm not gonna lie to you. Lando, I don't know if you remember me saying this last season. I respect Jalen Hurts as a person. I respect his poise as a quarterback. He's not mentally rattled easily, right? I respect that. You need that in a franchise quarterback. But he could not make most throws on the field. And I was just like, dog, it's a lot of one read stuff. If he wasn't hitting Devontae, he wasn't hitting nobody, right? And I mean, boom, heading to the offseason, heading to the draft, we get AJ Brown. I mean, my God, it's just it lined up perfectly right now. I think Jalen Hurts is a tremendous worker, right? It's not like he just woke up into this, right? I think he definitely worked his tail off, throwing. I mean, God knows how many hours he spent on that because he is making every throw on the field. Like he's making throws I didn't think he could make. I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely get also Nick Sirianni, our head coach. He was calling the plays most of the time on offense last year. He took away those play calling duties. He finally gave it to his offensive coordinator Shane Steichen, which I don't know why you wouldn't do that in the first place, but hey, whatever. It is what it is, right? We here now. Shane Steichen taking over play calling. I think that definitely helps. And man, I gotta say, like everybody is healthy and rocking. Miles Sanders, he's finally having a complete season. He's healthy for the first time. I mean, dude, everybody's talking about we're gonna draft Bijan Robinson. I'm like, absolutely not. Are y'all seeing what Miles Sanders is doing right now? He just rushed for 1,000 yards. Like, no. So man, I mean, Jalen, you can attribute it to his work ethic. You can attribute it to the system. Also, he hasn't been in the same system for like more than like 2 or 3 seasons, like since he got into college, right? So this is the first time he's actually been in a system. He's been able to learn it, right? Progress through it. And man, he's playing like MVP right now, right? It's looking like that right now. But like I said, he's probably not gonna win it because Patrick Mahomes probably got it now because he's out. So
yeah, that's definitely hard. I can't really say nothing. I told Orlando the other day, actually, I was like, because I support all the black QBs, even though, like, I promise you, like, I would like Jalen Hurts so much more if he wasn't an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations. I was like, if he wins MVP, like, I'm gonna be like, congrats to the black quarterback, but I'm gonna be so upset because, like, obviously he's an Eagles player. So,
yeah.
But I definitely have respected. I mean, it's hard to. He played crazy, like, whether it's not like he's just throwing a million touchdowns, but he's doing what it takes to win.
Yeah, man.
He's playing well, and it's hard to hate on him other than him being an Eagles player.
Okay,
I agree.
So if you're here for the black quarterbacks, then let me ask you this: where are you at on Geno Smith?
I mean, Geno Smith he played great this season. Who would have thought that the Seahawks, when they traded Russell Wilson, were going to be where they were?
I didn't expect this at all. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Like he didn't right back. He's a Pro Bowler this year, and it's because I think the biggest thing is nobody saw it coming. Like, he bet on himself, and sometimes you got to double down. He's put in the work. It's not like he just has 30 receivers. I mean, he has DK. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, but he got a pretty good supporting cast though. DK,
that's true.
Lockett, Noah Fant, right? Like, and Kenneth Walker's a beast.
Kenneth Walker,
for sure.
Nice,
you know what I'm saying? It's just, I mean, because dude, people had written Geno Smith off years ago, right?
Yeah,
like,
literally.
I forgot about Geno. I can't lie. My bad, Geno. I wasn't familiar with your game.
Right. I mean, well, like, because the whole hype about him was when he came out of college, right? Because he went on that crazy run, and then, like, I think he finished like what, 5th or 6th in the Heisman voting, and then he went to West Virginia, came out for the draft. He got picked up in, like, I think the 3rd round, and it was like, okay, he got drafted by the Jets. That's a horrible situation for anybody to get drafted in. Yeah, that's a horrible situation. Zach Wilson's a bust.
Not this year. Zach Wilson playing bad. He's in a solid
I feel like he's in a decent situation, but he's
he's bad. He's bad.
Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, Sauce on the defense. They're winning. They play better when he doesn't play.
All you got to look at is Mike White's numbers versus Zach Wilson. Mike White isn't even like that good, but he's moving the ball. It's crazy. Right, exactly. Nobody. But, man, it's crazy because when you think about the Jets, it's like, how do you draft 2 quarterbacks in the top 3 and you fumble on both of them in, like, what, 4 years?
Yeah, man. That's how they're on a real Browns run right now because that's how they were at one point. All those number 1 draft picks, nothing coming from it. Speaking of draft picks, the Eagles have a lot. You say you don't want to go Bijan in the draft.
Absolutely not.
Have a chance to get some really high draft picks. Who would y'all want to be? Who do you want? Who do you?
Well, right now we're projecting the Saints pick. The Saints pick, I think we're projected to have like between if the Saints really drop the ball ahead and finish in the season, we could get number 4. So honestly, honest to God, if I could get a Jalen Carter out of Georgia, please slide me that absolutely.
And for the
Jalen Carter,
what position does he play?
defensive tackle, D tackle. And sure, we drafted Jordan Davis, which I'll admit I was not a fan of at first. I so wanted us to draft Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame, but it is what it is. Yeah, if we can get a Jalen Carter, if we can get a Miles Murphy, that's a defensive end out of Clemson. And first of all, I don't know why everybody keeps talking about Bijan. If anybody knows Howie Roseman, that man, the only offensive position he drafts in the first round, receiver, quarterback, and O-line. Why would he draft a running back? We drafted Miles Sanders in like the 3rd round. Like what? No. And
that's a generational talent in Bijan. So
that's the thing. It could be a generational talent.
It could be, right? And it's like, okay, yeah, Bijan's nice. Don't get me wrong. But why would I do that when I got a very capable running back in Miles Sanders, who I'll probably have to pay less in the long run?
This year, he'd been up and down, So maybe
the
that's
only, literally. But the only thing with Miles has been, it's never been a question of ability. It's only been a question of availability. He's been hurt. I'll admit he's been hurt.
My dad always says the best ability is availability. So Bijan, I don't know how many times he's gotten hurt in his career at UT, but I don't think it's been that many.
Well, and in Miles Sanders' defense, at one point, the Eagles' run game they just weren't running the ball. Last year we weren't running the ball like that much, like in the first half of the season. And the crazy stat is Miles Sanders led the league for rushing yards without a touchdown. Like still, even though he missed games. That's what I'm saying. The talent is there. If you watch him this year, the talent is there, bro. Listen, I've been a firm believer in Miles Sanders ever since we drafted him. I truly believe he's a 3-down running back. He is our guy. I believe in him long term. Bijan's cool and all, but we don't need him. We don't need him. We got Jalen Hurts, who accounts for, I'm going to say, like 45% of our running game, right? You got him. You got Miles Sanders. We got Kenny Gainwell. We also picked up Trey Sermon from the 49ers, who, I ain't going to lie, I like him long term. If we actually develop him, he could be a nice power back for us in the short-term game. Yeah, no, bro. First-round picks, defense all the way. Straight up defense all the way. Honestly, if we could get a Jordan Battle or a Brian Branch, those are safeties from Alabama, I would really like them because I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not a fan of Marcus Epps at all. Absolutely not. I know we need to get him off the field. I cannot wait for CJ Gardner-Johnson to get back because, God, we miss him like crazy. Also, ain't crazy how he still leads the league in interceptions and he didn't make the Pro Bowl? He's been hurt for the past 3 weeks. Well, yeah, I think the only reason because they used his injury against him, because I agree he
still leads the league in interceptions.
Yeah, when you lead the league in interceptions, I feel like that should be like a shoe-in.
Dude, Javon Hargrave leads the NFL in defensive tackle sacks, but he didn't get in. But whatever, right? Whatever. What do I know?
But we have some questions about this upcoming game. We know Jalen Hurts is out. So how do you think the Gardner Minshew will play? How do you think your team will play on offense and defense? Like, if you had to make some predictions for the game, what would you say?
Yeah. First off, I think in my heart of hearts, I don't think it's going to be like that much of a drop off in terms of offensive production. And I say that because first off, Gardner Minshew, he's a very capable backup. I mean, hell, when he was in Jacksonville and he was a starter, for the situation he was in, he played pretty good. Like, because a lot of dudes could have done a lot worse, right? I think. Oh, also he's played with a heavy heart, man. I mean, Mike Leach, his college coach passed. I know, and I don't know if y'all noticed, but athletes, I mean, they have a tendency to play great games when they play with heavy heart, right? Brett Favre when his dad died, Isaiah Thomas when his sister passed, right? Like dudes just go off when they play with a heavy heart. So
Paul, when his grandpa passed away, he had as many points as how old he was that game.
Who was it?
It was like in high school though. It was either
Chris
high school
Paul.
or college.
Chris Paul, yeah,
like 62 or 63.
Dude, when Kobe passed, right? Trae Young and Devin Booker went off, right? Like it just happens. It just happens. So
good point.
I'm expecting Gardner Minshew to play well. I mean, we got the number one defense in football, right? And I'm not look, I'm gonna say this right now, because I watched Dak Prescott throw that game-sealing pick six. That wasn't on him. That play was not on him. But like, if he was to play a defense, and I think he's thrown like 9 picks in the past like 4 games or something like that.
It's 10 in the
what is
last
it?
9, I think.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I mean, he leads the league in interceptions. Again, I'm not saying this as a like, I'm not like pooping on Dax or anything, but it's like, okay, if a guy whose tendency is to throw interceptions and he's going against the number one defense, like I'm gonna take our chances, right? So, although I will say like it could be a high scoring game, because man, we got to stop the run early, bro. Because when we played Houston, I don't know if Damian Pierce went off against y'all, but when we played Houston, man, he was running us over early. So stopping the run game is definitely gonna be key for us. Obviously, y'all got Zeke and Tony Pollard. Yeah, man, I'm expecting fireworks. I'm expecting a good game. CD, I guess because Lando, me and you was talking about it a few weeks ago, and I don't know when this conversation came up, but I don't know when it became a CD versus AJ Brown thing. But I guess that's a thing now, right? So we're gonna see. Right?
Well, I guess now it's
Diggs versus Slate thing too.
Yeah.
the CD, and now that CD's our number one, I guess that's just kind of where it just naturally came from. Because last year was definitely more of a CD versus Devontae thing,
Right.
I think, and so now that, but I mean, CD is he's our number one guy. I think he can really be on pace to get around 1,400 yards if he keeps it up. And
Because what's he at right now? What's CD at right now?
He's over 1,000.
Okay, yeah, AJ's at 1,200. So, which I'm not gonna lie, that number snuck up on me. I didn't realize he was already there.
Yeah, I think he had a big game last game, or was it?
He did. He had a big game last game. He went off against Tennessee, obviously.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, AJ Brown, man, he has been a godsend for us. But it's crazy because, like, man, I thought we had our number one receiver when we drafted Devontae last year, and then just to be able to make the move that we made to get AJ Brown, hey.
Yeah. Because I like to compare the AJ, like you guys are getting AJ Brown to when we got Amari and how much that just helped Dak. But even when we got Amari, our second receiver at the time was Cole Beasley, not Devontae Smith. Like this, like y'all's team right now, weapon wise, even like at each individual position, you guys are a really good team. So
facts. And we get Dallas Goedert back, man.
That's true.
It's definitely gonna be a very good game.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
If you had to predict a score, whether y'all are winning or losing, what would you say? What do you think the score would be?
I'm gonna go 35-21 us. I'm gonna go 35-21 us. Don't get me wrong, though. I will admit I won't be surprised if we drop this game because Jalen Hurts not playing. Like, obviously that's a huge thing. Like, I'm not gonna act like that's not a big deal, right? I do expect Gardner Minshew to play well. I also expect us to probably lean on Miles Sanders a lot more. And we're gonna see because I don't know if they're gonna come out with Diggs on AJ Brown early off the gate. We're gonna see, right? I don't know what the Cowboys' defensive plan is. So
he doesn't very travel very much, but with the way our secondary corners losing our second and third corner up.
Yeah, y'all are down some folks right now.
I feel like maybe this might be the game where he starts to that way. If we can try to take AJ Brown out, maybe that'll help the defense a little bit, or maybe stick him on Devontae, double team AJ. I don't know. We got our secondary. Our secondary is definitely our weak link right now.
Right. Let me ask you this.
Which is crazy because our rushing defense is also our weak link right now.
Right. Okay. See, I was about to let me ask you this because it seems like Micah Parsons has taken a slight step back in the past few weeks.
Well, in my opinion, they've taken away what makes him so dynamic. Him being at linebacker, him being at on the D line,
Who's saying that? Opposing offenses or the Cowboys game plan?
The Cowboys game plan. We've been putting them strictly on the D line all for the past the past couple games. I feel like definitely tiring him out. He's also been battling illnesses. He's been kind of sick past couple weeks, and so I feel like they've taken away what him being back at linebacker allows him to rush from different angles, allows him to disguise some things. I feel like we need to get back to that because then there was a game where it was the Buccaneers game last year where we started off the season. We had him pretty much only playing linebacker, and people were saying he might be a bust after the first game. Had him running circles. When he was linebacker. So I feel like we got to get him more involved in both things, as well as we need because like we need help from our like secondary, because I feel like that's what really helps y'all's run defense. Because I watched y'all's game, I think it was against the Titans, and so I was really trying to see what y'all guys could do against Derrick Henry. And Slay and Bradbury, they really stepped up, and y'all safeties as well. And so I feel like that's definitely so. With our corners being our weakest link in the passing game, they're also our weakest link in the rushing game. Because Diggs, even being our best corner, I've said on the podcast, I'll be overly critical of him. He almost runs away from tackles sometimes. He's made big tackles for sure, but he's not that dynamic in the rushing offense. And so, and our other corners are just not good at all. So
see, it's funny because like what you say about Micah, like I feel you, but I feel the exact opposite about Hassan Reddick, right? Because Jonathan Gannon, our defensive coordinator, and he doesn't do it as much, but God, dude, he will drop him into coverage, and I'm like, dog, this man is an edge player. Do not drop him into coverage. Like that's what happened when he got drafted by the Cardinals, right? They drafted him as an inside linebacker, and no wonder he's an inside linebacker. So why, like he flamed out in Arizona, obviously. Boom, what happens? He goes to Carolina. He has like 14 sacks. Boom, he comes over to us, has 12 sacks. Like, bro, like he's an edge player. It's crazy to me. I truly believe, and I believe this specifically for us, and with Jonathan Gannon specifically, like I feel like sometimes he overcomplicates defense. Like, bro, it's not that hard. Put your best edge players on the edge and let them go, right? Like, it's not hard, right? Put your best DBs out there, right? Like, and that's the one thing I will say about Marcus Epps. He's a good tackler. I'll give him that. But him in coverage, bro. No, I can't. It makes me cringe sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I definitely get where you're coming from, because Hassan Reddick, bro. Like, honest to God, he would probably be leading the league in sacks. I swear to you, I'm telling you. If he didn't drop back into coverage so much, it makes me sick in my stomach sometimes. But we are where we are.
How I feel about Mike. I think if he, like Orlando was saying, played a little bit of linebacker, played a little bit of on the line, he'd probably be leading. Only because we saw what he did last year when he was playing both. He had 13 sacks.
And dude, he's like second in the league right now, right?
I think he's like
right behind Bosa.
Yeah, he's up there.
Oh no, I think he has more than Bosa, actually.
He's definitely not first. Judon might be first, or
Judon might be first.
Somebody, but it was just the fact that he even tweeted. He didn't tweet. He was on a podcast with, I think, who's the Von Miller. I think he was like, when you're down in the trenches, it's different. You get hit, people are cracking. You got getting blocked from every which way. When you come to linebacker, they don't know where you're gonna come from. You can shoot the A gap, B gap, go around. You know, it's just so hard. And so that's what people were saying last year. It's just so hard to block him because you don't know where he's coming from. Right. And I feel like DQ, Dan Quinn, he's been like, limiting Micah a little bit. Like, all right, just try to go get the quarterback. But again, like Aledo said, it is also our DBs. If you're not holding them for less than 2 seconds, like if our DBs for more than 2 seconds, it's going to be hard to get a sack. Right. That's where our defense shines the most. We get sacks, and then it looks like our defense is great. But when we're not getting sacks, but we're also not stopping the run, it's like, what are we doing here? Because it's not like we're not getting – I mean, we're still getting turnovers, but we're not getting as many turnovers as we did last year. So we definitely need to buckle down. For instance, Miles Sanders has been good. And y'all have a pretty solid trio with Quez Watkins, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith. And then, Dallas Goedert isn't back for this game, but –
he is back for this game.
Oh, he is?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, well, then that helps even more for y'all.
Right.
It's like, even though I do like our safeties, because
who's your safety right now?
We the 3-man safety.
Donovan Wilson and
Malik Hooker, right?
It's a solid 3, to be honest.
Hey, Malik Hooker was a sneaky good pickup. Malik Hooker
I didn't know how it was going to be. I thought some people were saying he's a little bit washed coming from the Colts, but
he was just injury prone, right? It was just injuries. Like unfortunately, he went to Ohio State. I hate Ohio State. Go Blue all day, but he was a really good player there.
Was that Michigan?
Yes, sir. Okay. All day.
Y'all had a really good run. Did your running back get hurt?
Blake Corum, yeah, bro, he did. And I feel like he got gypped in the Heisman voting, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I have one more question though before we get out of here. So hypothetically speaking, let's just say we win this game, right? And then
as a Dallas
for another game. Who do y'all
Okay.
play after us?
Dang, let me see. I think it might be, is it the Giants?
Well,
Let me
and you know, division games are always hard. And then that last game is very big if y'all do not beat. So how do you feel like that'll play out with Jalen Hurts' injury? If hypothetically speaking,
If we lose this game,
lose the next game as well. So because then y'all would only be, if we do what we're supposed to do, which you never know.
right?
Then y'all would only be one game up on us. And then if y'all lose that last game, we'd have the tiebreakers. So how do you think that play into Jalen Hurts' decision to play that last game?
Oh man. I mean, well, we only need to win one game to one of the next 3 games to lock up the number 1 seed. So, I mean, if we won, let me see, we play the Saints. Oh, please.
Oh, well.
Yeah, no, we play y'all, the Saints, then the Giants. Are you joking? Yeah, no. I mean,
the Giants are going to be playing really hard because they're trying to
but look, Daniel Jones ain't pretending. He ain't faking nobody, bro. We know what the deal is with him. I'm sorry, we know what the deal is with him. Saquon nice though, but he might be gone because the Giants ain't gonna resign him. It don't look like.
You resign him.
It don't look like it. They had many opportunities to resign him. We gonna see. I don't know. We gonna see. I mean, hypothetically speaking, if we were to lose to y'all and then the Saints,
that last game is a crazy implications for that.
I mean,
now this is just hypothetically.
Right. I mean, and Jalen doesn't play, right? He doesn't play both games. I mean, then I can't
play him that last game to lock in that first seed because
probably not. Because
if y'all lose that game, we win the division. Now,
if his shoulder is straight, if his shoulder is straight, it's full go. Then I'd be like, all right, let's go. And
because there's a huge difference between 1st seed and 5th seed.
Yes, no. Hey, look, only one team gets a bye now, right? Only one team gets a bye.
But even if y'all did lose those games and we won out, we wouldn't even be guaranteed. We need San Francisco and the Vikings to lose a whole nother game.
The Vikings, they're a joke. I don't care what anybody says.
For sure, but San Francisco's for real, I think.
Yeah, well, right, but we're gonna see once Brock Purdy goes up against real defenses. Right, I mean, because
he played the Bucs and killed them.
And the Bucs, please.
The Bucs aren't good right now.
They're not good, I agree. But usually they have a pretty solid defense.
Yeah, well, that was when Todd Bowles was just the defensive coordinator. Now he's the head coach, and look what's happening. It's going into shambles. Yeah, I don't think I'd be too pressed. I mean, for me, it's just a matter. Look, as long as everyone is healthy going into the playoffs, right? If we don't lock up the number 1 seed, it'd be disappointing. But like, all right, cool, whatever. If Jalen is good, Miles is good, everybody on defense is good and rested, I'm cool. I'm not worried about it. Like, I'm truly not. Because let's be real, the NFC is wide open, right? Because
absolutely,
it's us. I'm gonna say to a lesser degree, y'all, San Francisco, and then it's a bottomless pit. Like, who else?
I feel like even as much as we can talk stuff about the Vikings because of what our teams did to them, I feel like they're still contenders.
You think they're contenders?
Based off their personnel, I know Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins, but Justin Jefferson is Justin Jefferson.
Forget Kirk Cousins. Have you seen their point differential is horrible and their defense is bad?
Oh, well, because I mean they only win the close games, and then when
they
they
always
play,
come back.
They always come back. So that's kind of hard to that might not be sustainable, but it's like in the playoffs when it's one game winner take off, you're winning close games like that. That's all you need.
I'm telling you right now, if we had to play the Vikings again, I'm totally fine. Darius Slay, Justin Jefferson.
I'm licking my chops if we get
right, exactly. I'm not. Come on, bro. The Vikings. Oh, please, dude. But the Vikings have been trying to get rid of Kirk Cousins for the past like 2 or 3 years, but they can't find nobody. Like, that's the reality of the situation. I don't know what they're gonna do because they keep giving that man fully guaranteed contracts.
I mean, I think even in the AFC, I feel like the whole NFL is pretty open right now. I feel like even in the AFC, it's only really the Chiefs, the Bills, and
Cincy's sneaking up.
And Cincy's
sneaking up. I'm not the Bills. I don't think I'm sold on the Bills no more, man. Losing Von Miller was key. Josh Allen, I think he's still fighting off that elbow a little bit. And when he plays reckless, that's when stuff starts to go haywire.
he's probably probably the most reckless quarterback I've ever watched.
Right, and it's like it's great when it works, but when it doesn't work, it goes haywire. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, I don't know. I'm not sold on the Bills long term. Not this season, at least. Losing Von Miller was huge to me. I mean, obviously, they're still the upper echelon because the AFC is, I'm not gonna say it's garbage, but I mean, we expected more from the Raiders, the Broncos, the Browns were supposed to keep it uphill until Deshaun got back. That didn't happen.
And even now that he's back, they still don't even look like.
Oh yeah, because he was gonna be rusty, right? But it's like you expected that. I mean, they had a great defense. I don't know. It's hard to win the NFL.
Jets being at least even solid.
Oh,
they're solid.
Yeah,
right. They don't have a quarterback though, right? So it's like
they're solid. The Dolphins, Tua definitely took a step, even though he got hurt and with the concussion. But they're not. I'm not gonna say that they're 100% contenders, but I don't feel like people are just like, oh yeah, we want to go play them. You know.
No, but I mean, did y'all watch that game? Who did Miami play 2 weeks ago?
The Bills. Right?
Was it the Bills? Where Tua? He was like 3 for 17.
The snow game?
No. It was the week before that, dude. Oh, who did they play? I can't remember, but they played whoever they played on Sunday Night Football 2 weeks ago. And I don't know if y'all watched that game, but Tua at one point was 3 for 17.
I did hear about that.
I was watching it, and it was astonishing how many throws this man was missing. And
it's like wide open throws.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, like. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Tua is not good, but it's like, I don't know. There's cause to pause right there, right? Because and granted, he got Tyreek Hill, he got Jalen Waddle, he got Mike Gesicki, he got Raheem Mostert. He has all the weapons, but it's like, man, if you can, and somebody was saying this. I think it was on ESPN or somewhere, but somebody was saying the thing with Tua is right. The whole offense is predicated on him making on-time throws. So if you get him off his spot even a little bit, and we saw it, he went 3 for 17. You can't dismiss that, right? Because now every defensive coordinator in the league is like, okay, all we gotta do is get this dude off his spot. Because you get him off his spot, he's rocked, right? He's rocked. So yeah, Miami, I think they're long term they'll be pretty solid. I don't know about this year because you still got to go through Kansas City, you still got to go through Cincy, and I'm not gonna lie. If I had to pick right now anybody, I'd probably take Cincy out of the AFC just because, to me, Joe Burrow is that dude. He has beat Patrick Mahomes every time he's played him, and he not afraid, bro. Like, Joe Burrow got that it. I don't think folks realize it, but Joe Burrow got that it, and nobody talks about that enough. Like, that's why he was picked number one. Like, I mean, obviously, like, he was Heisman. He led LSU to the championship and everything, but, like, dog, Joe Burrow got that it. I think he'll lead Cincy to the chip one day. Not this year, but because hopefully it's our year, right? But I think he'll definitely lead Cincy to the chip one year for sure.
It's definitely going to be a very interesting playoffs for sure, man.
1,000%.
Can't wait to watch it unfold.
Detroit might make the playoffs. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. And they're playing really good football right now.
Yeah, man.
They won 6 out of the last 7, I think. And this is the time you want to be catching a stride.
Right.
I mean, we get it. You didn't play good at the beginning of the season, but hey, if you it's win or go home. So you just need a few calls to go your way, a few stumbles that in the right direction, and boom, you could win a game or two here.
Nice. It's crazy too, because like, I don't know. You ask yourself, if you're Detroit, do you come off of Jared Goff? Because he's not playing bad. He's actually leading your offense. Like, their offense is actually really good. It's the defense where it's like, okay, we need to show some things, right? It's like Jared Goff is not playing bad. So do you come off of him? I don't know. Like, I really don't know. They got some decisions to make, man. I mean, also, like, even with Dan Quinn, right? Because folks are still like, I don't know about that dude, right? Like, I mean, even though Detroit's interesting, bro, because it's like they can make the playoffs in the same breath, though. Folks expected them to win 3 games this year, right? I mean, it's, man, I don't know. They got some decisions to make. Definitely got some decisions to make.
Definitely, man. I mean, like I said, this season is about to be, it's real competitive. It's going to be real interesting to watch play out. So we just got to see what happens.
1,000%.
All right, man. Well,
appreciate you coming on, man. Really
for sure.
All right, well,
Good luck to not good luck to y'all, but like
May the best man win. May the best team win.
there we go.
There we go. May the best team win.
May the best
I
team.
really wish Jalen Hurts was playing, so we would.
Oh,
like,
you and me
so we
both.
could see
You
the
and me
best.
both. 'Cause I don't want to hear that talk. Like, because the same stuff with Cooper Rush, right? It's like, oh, well, we beat him. Yeah, Cooper Rush was playing. All right, whatever, cool, fine. Now Gardner, that's crazy how that happened though, right? Because like,
Yeah,
y'all's backup was playing. We players played y'all. Now Gardner Minshew's playing for us. So I don't know. Look, it might set up. I would hate this. It might set up for a playoff showdown. It might.
that would be crazy.
That would be
the hype behind that, especially since, like you said, the
That'd
backup
probably be the
played
most
first.
watched game in playoff history.
Like, yeah, that would be crazy.
That would be absurd.
It's not
right?
the Super Bowl.
No, obviously not. But I mean, imagine, right? Like, I mean, because hypothetically speaking, because we won the first game, y'all win. If y'all win tomorrow, and then we meet again in the playoffs, I mean, God,
Yeah,
That's like storybook.
dude,
literally.
absolutely. I might have to buy a ticket out to Philly for that. Like for real, bro.
That'd
I might have
be
to buy a
crazy.
ticket out to Philly. That's crazy. If it
Man.
happens.
All right, Omar, we'll get us out of here.
Hey, appreciate y'all for keep tuning in. You know, keep liking, commenting, subscribing. We appreciate you, Eric, for coming on, talking about the Eagles, talking about how you feel about the season. Really appreciate it.
Fly Eagles fly, baby.
All right. All right. Well, I'm Orlando.
And I'm Omar.
We're the Smart Bros.
And this is the Smart Take.
Peace.